Well, you know what? Good morning. Good morning, my friends. Oh, my goodness gracious. Let's see. What are all the meters doing? Good morning. Look at this. Monday morning, 9 o'clock. How are you doing? I'm in a very Mr. Rogers neighborhood mood today. Just like super chill. It's been a great morning, and hopefully it has been for you too. I'll chat for a little bit about life and business, and then you know what? We will get into it. We will get into this Monday. Happy Monday, November 11th. It is Veterans Day. Very important day for me. Number one, I am a veteran. I know several veterans, but the whole concept of us being a group and a country and having a military to kind of keep an eye on the borders or whatnot has always been very appealing to me. So there are all the days, all the days that revolve around what it took to make us as a country. I really like. I love President's Days. I love, Washington's birthday, Lincoln's birthday, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, everything around that. Even for other countries, I love it. Reading up on, different military and government holidays in other countries. It's just a weird fascination of mine. Either way, first time watcher, if you are, welcome. If you have no idea who I am Patrick Almond, and I am broadcasting to you from Oklahoma City. I do this multiple times a week, and we just get on here for about half hour to an hour and talk about life and business, see what's on your mind. And I have an agenda I like to go through, but I always like hearing from you in the comments. So if you've got something to say about how great how your morning is going, please make sure you drop it in the comments. There we are live multiple places. We are live on, goodness gracious, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, like 4 or 5 places, LinkedIn. We are live all kinds of places. So if you have a platform, you prefer over the other one, make sure you follow us on all the platforms. Heck, I just noticed we're even live on Instagram. And I believe my buddy Ryan is tuning in, watching from Instagram. This guy is a brilliant pilot. Hopefully, he's doing it on the ground versus being up in the air. But hey, an internet connection is an internet connection. We're going to walk in the white cup today. The cup is reserved for playmakers. If you ever want one, let me know. But the coffee's tasting good today. And I'm in a great mood today. And I always, whenever I'm in a situation that's either like really good for me or really bad for me, I always analyze it a little bit. And today I'm in a good mood. And I think it's because everything's firing in my favor. And that's happening just doing to some luck, but also to some planning. And that's what we're going to be talking about today for a little bit once we get into it, is just that, the importance of planning and how it affects you and how it allows you to have good days and good times. Because, there have been some times recently where I have woken up or started my day or gotten into it and I just haven't felt it. It may be a cycle I'm going through or a phase, but been some times in the past couple of weeks where I just haven't really felt on, and some of it has to do with our environment, some has to do with what's going on with the country, but it's just it just hasn't felt right for some reason. And between this weekend and this morning, for some reason things are just feeling like they're getting a little back in sync or a little back to my routines, things like that, if you will. Um, Saturday, I got to, for those of you outdoorsy type people, you'll like this. Saturday, I made one of my, I'm not going to say monthly quests, but every couple of months I'll head out west of Oklahoma City over to the Wichita Mountains, Wichita Mountain Range, and I'll hike around there. And I very much had my hiking plans this weekend, and I had to basically make them up on the fly once I got there. And it was a really great trip. If you haven't seen the video yet, go to my Facebook timeline, even my YouTube timeline, and for the first, not for the, maybe for the first time, I don't know. I was using the All Trails app on my phone, which, like when you start the exercise app or the fitness app on your watch, the All Trails app will basically just track everything and allow you to review it later. Well, I did not realize that you can get this really cool like satellite view of your trip and all trails. So I did a multi-hour hike on Saturday, and I posted the video. And it's not like first-person video; it's like a satellite view of the city I was in and all the twists and turns and everything for the 2-hour hike. And it's like a 30-second video at most, but that was just really cool to see. It felt really good to get outside, which I haven't done in probably, I don't know, in a little while at least. Are we HD? Yeah, we're 1080 HD. Okay, that felt good, and it was you obviously need those kinds of things to remind you sometimes why you do those kinds of things. So, like I said, Saturday I had a hiking plan. I went out, and 5-10 minutes into the hike, I kind of had to wing it after that, and I still found a great hiking path, but it was just a little bit challenging because I was in the mountains. And the lowlands are just, soaking wet with mud because we've had a lot of rain here in Oklahoma City. Let me know how your day is going. How your week. How was your week last week? How was your week coming up this week? This week, I've got some good things ahead that I'm really looking forward to. And so, Saturday, I had a good hard hike. I got to smell some amazing smells and enjoy the outdoors. Saturday afternoon, I came back and did some things with my wife. Sunday, I was a little tired, but got some chores done, made a hardware run to Home Depot. And then my buddy asked me to go camping this coming weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. So this coming Saturday, I'll even be out and about in nature, but like laying on the ground and doing campfire stuff, doing the s'mores thing, that whole thing. So the week, so I think I'm out of my slump. Oh, also I weighed myself Sunday morning, which I do every Sunday morning, and I'm down like 8 pounds versus last week, which is pretty cool because I was on the incline, and now I'm back on the decline. So hopefully you've done some strategic planning, and hopefully your day and your week ahead are going to be on fire. This morning I've already I got up probably a little bit earlier than I normally did. Got to the gym, did my 30 minutes of biking, listened to my Alex Hormozy podcast, got in the shower. I mean, everything is just going really good. And that's what I think you need for um, that. To me, that's when I feel confident, is when the things I plan happen. And when I have a plan ahead, which is what was on my mind today when I was working on my agenda. Let me pull up my agenda on my iPad. I should have that ready before I, mark the go live button right here. But I've been, sketching out some plans this morning. I've got, business wise, I've got several people calling me to help them, or to help our agency build websites for them and get ad campaigns off the ground. And that's what I really love doing. Somebody asked me recently, and goodness gracious, I can't remember where it was. Was it Saturday? I can't remember now. But somebody asked me the other day, what was the favorite part of being an entrepreneur or running a business? And the first thing that came to mind was the favorite part is number one, meeting new people and learning about new niches, if you will. Okay, so what I mean is when I'm at a conference or when I'm out and about hiking, or hey Sterling, good man, good to see you tune in there. Thanks. When I'm about, and I'm meeting new people, and the discussions, accidentally turn into business. This is what it was. I think I was playing poker at some time this weekend, and somebody had asked me what was my favorite part of running my business, and I think I said the learning about new businesses and getting them organized, learning about their challenges, their problems, and basically getting them organized so they feel that everything in their marketing life and their business life is more predictable. And that's really, I mean, yeah, I've got, there are some tech things I really like doing, but when somebody can pay us our retainer and we get involved in their life, and we're on a Zoom call and they're like, oh, that is easier. Working with you now is easier than it was, pre-hiring, stop doing nothing media. That's the part of business I really love. I mean, yeah, I love playing around some of the tech tools because let's face it, I'm a hardcore nerd at my core, but just helping people, I guess, set up their ideal life and their ideal business. That's the part of business I really, really enjoy. And a lot of that comes down to planning, which is on my mind right now. I realize it's November 11th, and I'm in a good mood today. And so all morning when I've been sketching out the agenda for the show, I've just been thinking about the future and the ahead, and how, generally I tend to be a positive person. Past couple of weeks, that has not been the case, but how more when I do my planning, how good I feel. It always feels good to wake up in the morning and knowing what's going on. So this is my kind of recommendation for you today is if you're running a business or you're starting a business and you feel an overwhelm. Okay, I have been there. I know there's been other mature business watchers, people who excuse me watching the show who have been there before, and a lot of that stress comes from the unknown. Okay, the unknown of when you get a new client and what to do. In my world, a lot of times, I deal with a lot of other agencies and startup agencies and people that want to run an agency, but they have no idea, what to do when they have, first of all, a lot of them have no idea how to get clients. We help with that lead generation, running ads, things like that. But a lot of them don't know what to do to sell themselves. And that's something that we love to help with. It's basically helping people figure out how to sell themselves, how to package up stuff. I've never considered myself or my agency branding experts, but branding is just something that comes into a lot of what we do. And I'm getting that more and more and more. And I think it's because a lot of times we are taking on clients, not realizing how much work needs to be done in their brand. A lot of the basics that have to be done for your marketing and your branding, when those aren't done, that means nothing else can happen. So, for example, I've got one or two new clients right now I'm onboarding. They're in that situation. There's a lot we don't know when it comes to their messaging and their marketing and their ideal avatar, and we love digging that out. I've typically done it manually through a lot of Q&A, but these days with AI, the tools are even getting easier. So I can work with so I can work with people and get some basic information out of them. Then what I like to do is I like to push that through some AI tools that we use here at Stop Doing Nothing Media. And I don't like to just take like the output of an AI tool and just shove that right over to marketing. I love to tweak it, but what I also love to do is when someone's onboarding with us, basically taking some very basic thoughts they have, because they haven't thought about their brand a lot, taking some very basic thoughts of what they have when it comes to their business. Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Kennedy, Maryland, I didn't realize you were up there in the Northeast, brother. I did not realize it. That's the man right there that if you ever wanted to start a YouTube channel, you need to talk to right there, is Mr. Kennedy. But I love taking people's basic ideas of what they want for a customer avatar, or what they want from an ideal business, or what they want from passive income, running that through AI tools, and then using that to get ideas for the actual branding. So this is one of my challenges with the fact of me adopting AI, is I don't ever want to be a person that just takes someone's data, puts it into an AI tool. The AI tool tells me how to run my business, how to plan my life, and I just run with that. I think AI tools are a really good place to give you ideas, to generate ideas. And again, this is where this comes really in handy, is when people don't have a lot of ideas. Okay. Sometimes I deal with business owners like myself who are not the most creative people out there. Okay. I'll admit it. I am not a creative person. If you ask me off the cuff to come up with a color scheme for your business or a logo or something like that, I just would not be able to do it. I manage my own brand, halfway decently. But coming up with a brand new brand from scratch is a challenge for me. And that's where the AI tools, come in. Oftentimes, we'll get a client, like let's say it's like a roofing client, okay? And they know the basics of, like, we install roofs in this city. And I'm like, yeah, but and this is again a lesson I've learned from someone else. Do you really install? I mean, installing roofs is the tactical thing. That's the thing. That's the same thing that you do that everybody else in your niche does. Okay, you just install roofs. You walk up to a house, you whip out some shingles and some nails, and you go bangity bang 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 at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning when people are trying to sleep, and then you walk away. But one of the things I've really learned is that when I work with somebody like that, I like to flip it around and learn more about the problems they solve or the joy they bring. I think it was a Tony Robbins quote once. I said that all of us in life are seeking one of two things: to grow our pleasure, okay, or to avoid pain. So to avoid pain or to gain pleasure, everything comes down to that. Whether it's getting a new roof on your house, whether it's buying a pair of tennis shoes, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's eating a certain meal, everything we've done is to gain pleasure or avoid pain. And so if you come to me and you are a roofing company, I would like to kind of flip around the script and realize, okay, you may install a roof, okay? Or if you're a baseball coach, you may teach somebody how to hit the ball. But what you're really doing is you're solving some kind of problem or pain point for them, or you're bringing them pleasure, okay? And so again, when we onboard a new client and they tell us tactically what they do, I'm getting better at basically learning how to flip their thing around into a story. Number one, and Robert's going to be very familiar with this. Not only a story, but what do you solve for them? Okay, and this is something I always remember in the back of my head is that all of us here on this planet, every single one of us that has any kind of employment, okay, I'm going to qualify a little bit. Anybody who's in working age, who is, and this applies to entrepreneurs and not entrepreneurs, but we are all here just solving each other's problems and making each other's life easier every single day. Okay, and in front of the house right now, there are some guys that are taking down a big dead tree. Okay, the pleasure they're bringing me is me knowing that during the next Oklahoma storm, that tree isn't going to fall on my house or my neighbor's house. Okay, that's the pleasure I get, and the pleasure is the relief of stress. Okay, it's the relief of knowing that that bark's going to stop falling off of that tree. It's the relief of knowing that I won't have any financial obligation if that tree falls over and goes through someone's window. That would absolutely horrify me. So those guys out in front of my house that are working on the tree right now are bringing me that mental relief, okay? That relief of pressure and stress, which brings joy into my house. And at the same time, it's avoiding the pain of me, having to write a $5,000 check to pay for a roof. I'm sure roofs are more expensive than that, to pay for a new roof for my neighbor, okay? Now, at the same time, that guy may run a tree trimming company, okay? And if he works with our agency, or if he chooses to work with an agency, including ours, they do that because they don't know how to promote themselves, okay? They don't know what to say in their marketing. They don't know who their avatar is. They don't know anything about branding. So they are my client, and my job is to relieve that pain and that stress for them, to make it so they can focus on trimming the trees and I can focus on telling everybody they trim trees, okay? And so we are all serving each other, okay? And I realized that a while back that there are some people that have the mindset of, there's the higher ups and the lower, and as you go down in society, each of us is serving the level above us, and that's not true at all. This is a giant multi-million-dollar person handhold we have in this world, okay? You may fix lunch, you may work at a McDonald's someplace, and you're making it so I don't have to fix a burger. At the same time, I may be working in marketing, promoting McDonald's, making sure McDonald's makes plenty of money to make sure that you get a paycheck, okay? So it's not like the person at McDonald's works for me and is subservient to me. That person is serving me and making my life easier and relieving my stress. At the same time, I'm relieving the stress of the corporation. Okay, does that make sense? That we're on this planet. One of the mindsets you can have is that we were just on this planet to relieve each other's stress. Okay, financially, medically, health wise, business wise. And if we all hold hands a little bit more and do that, we'll be in good shape, okay? I think I got off on a rant there. But let's get back to talking about planning for a little bit, okay? Again, I'm having a great day because here, pop in. Because the past couple of days have been planned out, and this morning I woke up and I'm executing my plan. After this, I'm going to have an amazing breakfast, and then it's gym night, and then again this whole week. this whole week is fairly well planned. And now that what you and I should be doing, and one of the reasons I popped on today on the live, is to be looking ahead at 2025. Okay, um, it's November. Okay, 2024 is already over. Okay, it really is. We need to be looking at 2025. Okay, obviously you've got what 19 plus December, 30 days has September, April, June, November. So December will be at 31. So we have what 31 plus 19 days left in the year. So that's 40. Is that exactly 50? 31 plus 19. Yeah, that may be exactly 50. I don't know. 31 plus. Yeah, I think that's exactly 50 days. That's how many days we have left in the year. Okay, it's 50 or 51, one of the two. And I want you to try to spend some time this week looking ahead into 2025. Okay, this and this is especially true for things that need like long lead time. And specifically, this goes out to my speaker friends. If you are somebody who wants to do more public speaking, or you're in the public speaking world, you need to know that you need to be looking 12 to 18 months out for sure. And that's one of the things I've noticed when I go in when I go in cycles, that there are some times where I'm not as purposeful or as strategic when it comes to my planning. And like my speaking gigs will waver, or my TV gigs will waver, or those kind of cool things I get to do will waver because I'm not thinking, I'm not planning really far ahead. The furthest ahead gig I've ever had planned out was, I can't remember who it was with, but it was a 3 gig deal. Got paid good money for each one. But goodness gracious, they had me booked a year out. They had me booked on 3 speaking gigs a year out. And that's what and that's what made it was, number one, it was predictable income for the future. But number two, it also felt good that I had done that work, that planning work ahead. Yeah, let's see what Mark is saying here. So business wise, um, let's see what Mark said here. Come on, hop in there. Oh, goodness gracious, how are these comments getting so small? Let's put this down here underneath me. Business wise, I'm looking at 2025 and 2026, but family wise, I'm still freaking out about December 5th. Yeah, aren't we all? And the funny part about that is I was just trying to think about if I'm going to go see my mom, or what I'm going to, do with the upcoming month. Typically, my daughter comes down from Boston and visits, so that's probably going to happen, which is always cool. She likes to get a break from the big city and come down and hang out with us. So yeah, Mark, I'm definitely feeling that. What's even more fun, if you guys want a secret here, what's even more fun is that my wife really loves the Christmas planning season. So we have a tree up 24/7, Mark. So the overhang of Christmas is always in this house because my wife likes it so much. Mmm, coffee's getting warm. So you know what that means. It's gonna be time for a second cup of coffee here pretty soon, or some protein. But yeah, 2025, 2026. Um, and I'm not doing any 2026 planning as much, but 2025 planning for sure, 12 months out. And I'm going to admit that, I'm not 100% of the way there when it comes to my 12-month planning out, but it's because it is November. I know November is the month that I need to start looking ahead to the next 12 months. Actually, you should always be working on kind of a rolling 12-month kind of thing. But we live in this world where we've placed convenient time frames around things. So we've made this thing called a day just to make it, convenient with where the sun's going, and then this thing called a week, and this thing called a month, and this thing called a year. But if you've watched any of my past videos, you know that I consider those very artificial terms, or very artificial definitions of how we manage our time. Okay, I don't really care what if it's a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. You can do the same work on every single day. Okay, you can work just as hard on a Saturday as you can on a Friday or a Monday. So days of the week don't matter to me, but we work with institutions and other businesses that, the fiscal calendar is very important, or the Gregorian calendar is very, very important. Okay. So it is November. Do yourself a favor, take some time and plan some things out. You can be, obviously a dry erase board kind of person. As a matter of fact, I just noticed this weekend, one of my projects I have to do is I have to get a dry erase board up over here. I've had a dry erase board for a while. It's been behind the door. I got to get that up here. Obviously, you're going to be a pen and paper person when it comes to planning. Tool wise, this is something I get asked often. When I'm sketching out my stuff, I like to use my iPad pencil and the iPad. And my pencil and my notepad, but then I put everything over in ClickUp. And one of my favorite things to do is to look in ClickUp like a quarterly or a 6 month view and see what my key milestones are. Because the way I plan is I like to put milestones on the calendar and then see them on like a Gantt chart or a big calendar, and from there I like to back into my tactical work. Okay, so if you're the kind of person who likes tools and you want to see things visually, and you just like playing with stuff, take a look at ClickUp or any of the project management tools out there. But to me, it's just, I really enjoy seeing milestones and planning backwards from milestones. So if I want 10 speaking gigs next year or 12 speaking gigs next year, I need to start, get those on the calendar ASAP and then plan everything else, around those or my other major business milestones and plan everything else around those. But please take some time and encourage your clients to take some time to go ahead and plan out the next 12 months. It's November. And like I said, hopefully, if you guys are having low energy or you're having some stress, and it's because of the lack of planning, you can get on that ball and stay on that ball. Because again, that's one thing that does stress me out is when I don't plan and I wake up. And this happens on occasion. I wake up and I have no idea what I'm doing for a given day. So not only is it stressful not knowing what I'm doing a given day, it's stressful knowing I didn't plan to have that out. So I stress. I'm not gonna say so is that kind of like a meta stress? You know what I'm talking about? Where you go to plan. If you don't do something, you number one only stress about the thing, but also stress about the fact that you didn't take care of the thing and you're kicking yourself. Okay, that's one of the things that kind of eats me. I'm not gonna say eats me alive, but really chafes me sometimes. Is getting mad at myself for not doing the planning and then getting mad at the moment for not having a plan. Okay. Who knows? I don't know, maybe I'm just naturally guilty by default. But yeah, please take some time with you and your clients to plan ahead. Look at these big picture stuff, the big calendar stuff. What else was in my notes I wanted to talk to you about when it came to planning? Because this is a topic I really do like here. Um, um, Please make sure you do project-based planning versus just looking at days and trying to fill days. That's something else that's taken me a while to learn to do correctly is I look at the major milestones and I back into a plan versus looking at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and trying to figure out what do I have to do on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I like to look at I have to lose 30 pounds in 2 months, plan backwards from that. Okay. Other than that, man, I just want you guys to have a really good Monday. Okay. I really do. A really good Monday, a really good week. The weather is something else that affects my mood, and the weather was been amazing this weekend here in Oklahoma City, and I'm hoping it's going to be amazing for my Friday, Saturday, Sunday camping. Because we're going to be outside a lot, doing a lot of trail work, doing some campfires, probably having some drinks and some s'mores around the late night campfire. I'm just really looking forward to all that. But if you ever need anything from me here at Stop Doing Nothing Media, because I am Patrick at stopdoingnothing.com, if you ever need anything, or you want to talk business, or you want to talk shops, or you just have a question about life or business, look at well, first of all, I talk about my phone number is online all over the place. Um, Jay, Mark, I hope you have a good week too. My number is online all over the place, 405-217-4752. If you ever want to talk shop, please let me know. And you text that number, even if we're asleep, somebody will answer it first thing in the morning. And if we have a way that we can help you with your marketing or your lead generation specifically, please let us know. This is something we are really good at, and I would love to take that stress off your shoulders. Outside of that, have a great, great day. Drink your water and eat your protein, okay? Water and protein, the building blocks of our bodies, okay? And without these building blocks, shit don't mean anything else, okay? Please take care of yourself. I've had some water today. I've had potassium. I'm polishing off the coffee. And next will be oodles and oodles of protein, okay? Because it's gym night. Yes, it's gym night. Muscles. Roar. Looking forward to gym night. You guys have a great, great day, and we will talk to you Wednesday morning. Take care.